Before Melissa, I was in grad school at Georgia Tech.
Well, I guess I'd been out of school for a couple of years and working.
So I'm working at like two places, interviewing, finishing my coursework, but I also somehow managed to get some free time in there to, go hang out with my friends and stuff.
Just kind of going out with friends on the weekends. Not too crazy, but not too boring.
We went to this place called Lulu's in Buckhead.
I was out with my friend Kramer.
We saw Melissa and one of her friends at the bar.
He didn't approach me at the bar at Lulu's Bait Shack in Buckhead.
Let's go over there and talk to them,
He was actually the wingman for his friend who was going after my friend.
That, I don't know, somehow it came in conversation that she liked baseball.
Because usually it's, what is your name? What do you do? The general boring questions. But we started talking about baseball.
We just said goodbye that night and give her a call.
We did the whole numbers thing, and that was it. Our first date, actually, we went to Chili's, I think.
This is bad, maybe. Or we actually went to Chili's another time, too. I can't remember which came first. And we started dating and stuff.
He was great at planning dates. We always did concerts or dinner. It was always something to do besides just, dinner and a movie, kind of generic, boring stuff.
When I graduated from grad school that summer, it was like in August, I wanted to take a vacation, to congratulate myself, And then came back, and then next thing I know, she's not returning my phone calls. Finally, she called me back and said, yeah, I'm moving to Germany.
It was kind of the two roads diverged things. I went way on the wrong side of that.
2 or 3 years later, I get this email.
I found his email through the tech website, and I just sent him a generic email. Hey, is this the Rob that I met at Lulu's? Yes, is this the Melissa who moved away from Germany?
I called her up. We set up a date. We went to a place called Dunway Tavern near where she was living at the time. And it was almost like things just left off where they were.
I had no idea what to expect, because when you date someone and then you don't date them for a while and then you're seeing them again, I don't think it can't not be awkward.
We just, had a good time again, and I don't know, I just kept going on dates.
He keeps planning them, and I keep showing up and having a great time.
2 Christmases ago, I guess I'd been dating her for, I don't know, a year and a half maybe. And I was like, talking to my parents about it, I was like, I'm thinking of, proposing to Melissa.
It was our 2-year anniversary, and I guess he thought that maybe I suspected something, which I really didn't, which maybe I should have. We had talked about it, but it was always in kind of a vague, hypothetical way.
We have this place we always like to go on our every 6-month anniversaries called Maggiano's in Buckhead. So I call them up to make reservations, and I tell them, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend. Can you bring out, dessert plate with chocolate icing, writing, will you marry me?
He picks me up, and he's driving to Maggiano's, and it's just pouring down rain. And I had spent all this time with my hair and all this stuff, and she's like, oh, this night's gonna be terrible because it's raining.
So I drop her off at the door, and I go and park, and then walk over, and she's already missing. I'm like, oh great, I couldn't even find her. I guess she's in the bathroom. But that gave me some good time to talk to the person there and seem like, we're all set up there, right?
And so he grabs my hand, and his hand is just shaking, and I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong? And then he starts talking about, I don't even remember the exact words, but just, we've been together for a long time, and I think he's gonna break up with me because he just seems so nervous.
This has been the best few years of my life, and that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And then I got on my knee and, said, will you marry me? Meanwhile, she's like laughing at me, which is kind of an odd reaction.
And he proposed, he got down on a knee, which was great because everyone in the restaurant was watching. And of course I said yes, and then everyone was clapping. It was just like being in a movie. And then the waiter brought some cheesecake, and it said, would you marry me, across it with a candle. So that was even better.
And I hope to be a good husband. I hope that, you know, I can make her happy. You know, I hope that we get along very well. You know, um, I hope we have a good time. I hope I still feel the same way I do about her now.
We both want the same things, the same big picture things, and really kind of the same little things too. I don't think there's going to be too many, hopefully, surprises there.
I'm glad you came back in my life. Um, and I just want to say I'm glad that I proposed to you and you accepted, and I hope we can both be happy together.
You have made this whole time of my life just absolutely so much better than anything I could have imagined, as far as just dating and the proposal and getting married and just talking about our future and planning what we want together. I could not be better matched with someone, and I would just give anything if I could make you feel a tiny fraction of how happy and just that you make me feel.